Imagine waking up tomorrow to find your entire digital life erased. Your bank account, your photos, your identity, all gone in seconds. This is not science fiction anymore. It is a growing possibility. The biggest cybersecurity threat of the future is closer than you think. Every device you own is a potential doorway for attackers. Your phone, your laptop, your smart fridge, all connected and vulnerable. Hackers today are no longer lonely teenagers in basements. They're organized, funded, and often backed by powerful governments. The next wave of cyber attacks will be smarter than any firewall. Artificial intelligence is now being weaponized by cyber criminals worldwide. AI can scan millions of systems for weaknesses within minutes. It learns from failed attacks and adapts instantly to succeed. This means traditional security systems are becoming dangerously outdated. What worked yesterday may completely fail against tomorrow's threats. Imagine malware that rewrites its own code to hide. This is not fantasy. It is already happening in real time. Security researchers have discovered AI-driven malware evolving on its own. It changes shape to avoid detection by antivirus software. This kind of threat learns your habits and mimics them. It can impersonate your voice, your writing style, even your face. Deepfake technology is quickly becoming a cybercriminal's favorite tool. Fake videos and audio clips can now fool almost anyone. Imagine receiving a video call from your own boss, except it is not your boss, it is an AI clone. Criminals have already used deepfake audio to steal millions. A company transferred funds after hearing a fake CEO voice. As deepfakes improve, trust itself becomes a security vulnerability. How do you defend against something that looks completely real? The future threat is not just about stolen passwords anymore. It is about stolen identities that behave exactly like you. Now let's talk about quantum computing and its terrifying potential. Quantum computers can break encryption that once took centuries to crack. Every password, every secure message, every bank transaction relies on encryption. Quantum computing threatens to make all of it useless. Governments and tech giants are racing to build quantum-resistant systems. But this race is far from being won yet. Imagine every secret you have ever typed becoming instantly readable. That is the quiet danger hiding inside quantum advancement. Cybersecurity experts call this threat harvest, now decrypt later attacks. Hackers steal encrypted data today and wait for quantum power. Once quantum computers mature, all that stolen data becomes exposed. Years of secrets could be unlocked in a single moment. This is why encryption upgrades are happening right now globally. Yet many organizations remain unaware of this looming danger. Meanwhile, the Internet of Things is expanding faster than security itself. Billions of smart devices are being added every single year. Your smart doorbell, thermostat, and even your car are all targets. Each device is a tiny unlocked window into your life. Most smart devices are built for convenience, not for protection. Manufacturers rush products to market without proper security testing. Imagine a hacker controlling your car's brakes from miles away. This is not a movie plot. It is a real risk. Researchers have already demonstrated remote hacking of connected vehicles. Some attacks could even control steering and acceleration systems. As homes become smarter, they also become easier to invade. A single weak device can compromise an entire network instantly. Hospitals are especially vulnerable to this growing wave of attacks. Medical devices connected to networks can be hijacked remotely. Imagine a hacker altering dosage settings on hospital equipment. Lives could be lost due to a single security flaw. Ransomware attacks on healthcare systems have already caused real tragedies. Patients have been turned away during critical medical emergencies. The future threat is not abstract, it is deeply personal. It affects hospitals, schools, power grids, and everyday families. Ransomware itself continues to evolve into something far more dangerous. It no longer just locks your files for payment. Modern ransomware steals your data before encrypting it completely. If you refuse to pay, your secrets get published online. This double extortion tactic has made ransomware incredibly profitable worldwide. Criminal groups now operate like professional business organizations. Some ransomware gangs even offer customer support for their victims. This chilling professionalism shows how organized cybercrime has become. Imagine your entire company's data being sold to competitors. This nightmare scenario is happening to real businesses every day. Small businesses are often the easiest targets for these attacks. They lack the resources to defend against sophisticated criminals. Cybercriminals know that fear and urgency force people to pay. This is why ransomware messages create so much panic. As technology advances, so does the creativity of these criminals. New attack methods appear faster than defenses can adapt. Now, let's explore one of the most overlooked threats, human error. Even the strongest security system fails because of one mistake. Phishing emails remain the #1 cause of major breaches. A single careless click can compromise an entire organization. Attackers now craft phishing emails using artificial intelligence for realism. These emails sound personal, urgent, and completely believable. Imagine receiving an email that perfectly imitates your closest colleague. You would likely trust it without a second thought. This is exactly how modern social engineering attacks succeed today. They exploit trust rather than technical weaknesses alone. Cybersecurity is no longer just a technical problem to solve. It has become deeply psychological and manipulative in nature. Attackers study your online behavior before launching a targeted attack. They know your habits, your schedule, and your weaknesses. This level of personalization makes future attacks incredibly difficult to detect. Generic warning signs no longer apply to sophisticated threats. Meanwhile, state-sponsored cyber warfare is quietly reshaping global power. Nations are investing heavily in offensive cyber capabilities. Imagine an entire country's power grid shutting down instantly. This is a real strategy being developed by hostile nations. Cyber attacks can now cripple infrastructure without firing a single bullet. Water systems, hospitals, and transportation networks are prime targets. Espionage has moved from physical spies to invisible digital intrusions. Sensitive government secrets are stolen through silent cyber operations. This new form of warfare has no clear battlefield or rules. It happens quietly, often without public awareness or warning. Critical infrastructure attacks could paralyze entire cities within hours. Imagine traffic lights failing and hospitals losing power simultaneously. These are not distant possibilities. They are documented ongoing threats. Security agencies worldwide are actively tracking these attack patterns. Supply chain attacks are another rapidly growing area of concern. Instead of attacking you directly, hackers target your suppliers. Imagine trusting a software update that secretly contains malicious code. This exact scenario has already caused massive global breaches. When one trusted vendor gets compromised, thousands of companies suffer. This ripple effect makes supply chain attacks incredibly dangerous. Attackers understand that breaking one strong lock is difficult. Breaking one weak link in the chain is much easier. This is why cybersecurity now extends beyond your own systems. It includes every partner, vendor, and connected service you use. Biometric security was once considered the ultimate protection method. Fingerprints and facial recognition felt impossible to fake or steal. Unfortunately, hackers have already found ways around biometric systems. Stolen biometric data cannot simply be changed like a password. Imagine someone stealing your fingerprint data permanently and irreversibly. Unlike passwords, you cannot reset your own biological identity. This raises serious questions about the future of digital identity. What happens when your most personal data gets breached? As biometric adoption grows, so does its attractiveness to hackers. The reward for breaching this data increases every year. Cloud storage, while convenient, introduces its own unique vulnerabilities too. Millions of businesses now store sensitive data online. Imagine a single misconfigured cloud setting exposing millions of records. This mistake has already happened to major global companies. Cloud security requires constant vigilance, not a one-time setup. Many breaches occur simply due to human configuration errors. As more businesses move to the cloud, risks multiply rapidly. Attackers actively search for these small but costly mistakes. Now imagine combining all these threats into a single attack. AI-driven deepfakes, quantum decryption, and IoT vulnerabilities together. This convergence represents the true face of future cyber warfare. It is not one threat, but many working simultaneously. Cybersecurity experts warn that defense must evolve just as fast. Static security measures simply cannot survive this new landscape. Artificial intelligence is not only a threat, it is also a defense. Companies are now using AI to detect anomalies instantly. This creates an ongoing battle between attacking and defending algorithms. Machines are essentially fighting other machines in cyberspace. Imagine a digital war happening silently in the background always. This is the reality of modern cybersecurity operations today. Governments are now treating cybersecurity as a national security priority. Billions of dollars are being invested in digital defense. Education is becoming just as important as technical security tools. People must learn to recognize manipulation and suspicious behavior. Cyber hygiene, like updating software and using strong passwords, still matters. Simple habits can prevent many devastating attacks entirely. However, awareness alone is no longer enough to stay safe. Systems must be designed with security built in from the start. Zero trust architecture is becoming the new standard for protection. This approach assumes no device or user is automatically trusted. Imagine a security system that verifies everything every single time. This constant verification reduces the risk of hidden intrusions. As threats evolve, so must our fundamental approach to trust. The old model of trusting internal networks is now obsolete. Cybersecurity insurance is also becoming a necessity for businesses today. Companies are preparing financially for the possibility of breaches. This shift shows how seriously the world now treats cyber risk. It is no longer a question of if, but when. Every industry, from finance to healthcare, faces these growing dangers. No sector is truly safe from future cyber threats. Even everyday individuals must now think like security professionals themselves. Personal responsibility has become part of digital survival. Imagine teaching children about cybersecurity the same way we teach safety. This mindset shift could protect future generations significantly. The biggest threat of the future is not a single technology. It is the speed at which all threats are converging. Attackers are innovating faster than most organizations can respond effectively. This gap between offense and defense keeps widening dangerously. Imagine a world where digital trust completely collapses overnight. Without trust, online banking, communication, and commerce could not function. This is the ultimate stake behind every cybersecurity conversation today. We are not just protecting data, we are protecting trust. The future will demand smarter systems, smarter people, and smarter laws. Technology alone cannot solve a problem this deeply human. Collaboration between governments, companies, and individuals will become absolutely essential. No single group can defend against these threats alone. Cybersecurity will no longer be an afterthought in future technology design. It must become the foundation upon which everything is built. As you finish this script, remember one simple but powerful truth. The biggest threat is not the hackers themselves, it is complacency. Staying informed, staying cautious, and staying prepared can make a difference. The future of cybersecurity depends on choices made today. This is not meant to frighten you, but to prepare you. Awareness is the first and strongest line of defense. The digital world we depend on is only as strong as we make it. Every person, every device, and every decision matters. Social media platforms have also become powerful weapons for cybercriminals. Fake profiles now spread malware disguised as harmless content. Imagine scrolling through your feed and clicking one dangerous link. Within seconds, your entire device could be silently compromised. Attackers study your likes, followers, and posts to build trust. This information helps them craft convincing and personalized scams. Even influencers and public figures are targeted through account takeovers. Their large audiences make them valuable tools for spreading malware. Imagine a trusted celebrity account suddenly promoting a fake investment scheme. Thousands of followers could lose money within minutes. The dark web continues to fuel this growing cybercrime economy. Stolen data, hacking tools, and malware are bought and sold freely. Imagine an underground marketplace where your personal information is for sale. Passwords, credit cards, and identities are traded like products. This hidden economy makes cybercrime accessible to almost anyone willing to pay. Technical skill is no longer required to launch an attack. Ransomware as a service now allows criminals to rent attack tools. This business model has dramatically increased global attack frequency. As 5G and future 6G networks expand, new risks emerge too. Faster connections mean faster spreading malware and larger attack surfaces. Imagine millions of devices connected through ultra-fast networks simultaneously. A single breach could spread across entire cities within seconds. Autonomous vehicles, drones, and smart cities will rely heavily on these networks. Each new connection point becomes a potential vulnerability. Even space itself is not immune to this growing digital threat. Satellites now play a critical role in global communication systems. Imagine hackers gaining control of a communication satellite in orbit. GPS systems, weather forecasting, and military operations could be disrupted. Security researchers have already demonstrated vulnerabilities within satellite communication systems. This emerging frontier remains largely unprotected and unregulated. Cryptocurrency and digital finance also present tempting targets for hackers. Billions of dollars in digital assets are stored online. Imagine an entire cryptocurrency exchange being drained within a single night. This has already happened to platforms trusted by millions. Decentralized finance removes traditional safeguards that once protected users' money. Without proper regulation, mistakes can become permanent and costly. As central banks explore digital currencies, new risks will inevitably follow. A successful attack could destabilize entire national economies overnight. The metaverse and virtual reality spaces introduce yet another frontier for attackers. Digital identities and virtual assets can now be stolen. Imagine losing your virtual property or identity within an immersive digital world. As these spaces grow, so will criminal interest in them. Every new technology promises convenience while quietly expanding the attack surface. Innovation and vulnerability seem to grow hand in hand. This pattern reveals an uncomfortable truth about our digital future ahead. Progress without protection simply invites disaster waiting to happen. Cybersecurity professionals are now in higher demand than ever before. Yet the talent shortage remains a serious global challenge. Imagine a world where defenders are outnumbered by determined attackers. This imbalance gives criminals a dangerous advantage in cyberspace. Universities and companies are racing to train the next generation. Closing the skills gap will define future digital safety. Regulation is slowly catching up with the pace of technology. Laws around data privacy and cybersecurity are becoming stricter worldwide. Imagine governments enforcing stronger penalties for companies that ignore security. This pressure could finally push organizations toward genuine protection. Still, laws alone cannot outpace the creativity of determined attackers. Technology, education, and policy must all evolve together continuously. The truth is that no system will ever be completely unbreakable. The goal is resilience, not impossible and unrealistic perfection. Imagine a future where recovery matters as much as prevention. Being able to bounce back quickly reduces the damage attackers cause. This mindset shift from prevention alone to resilience is crucial. It acknowledges reality instead of chasing an impossible ideal. As artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and connectivity continue advancing together, threats will multiply. Understanding this convergence is the first step toward safety. So the next time you click a link or share your data, pause and think. That single moment of awareness could protect everything you value.